Questions on the bike beyond that? We'll go to the run course. Which we may end up having to. Okay, for the run. Let's go over the transition area first. Again, when you dismount on your bike, it's going to be out here. Again, walking in, and again, stay on the right. If you got any questions on where to go, stay to the right. I mean, this is fenced and all that. As long as you walk into the right and you don't know where to go, sooner or later it's going to take you exactly where you need to be. Follow it in, rack your bike, change into running shoes if that's what you need to do or whatever. Follow this back out, and you're going to end up running across a mat here, right by where you came out for the swim, right onto the run course, which is the path that's right up there. So just as soon as you get on that, that's all you need to do is take that out, and then you're on the run course. It should be water. There's water right at the start of the run, right?
Yes.
Be water there if you need it. If you need any special drinks or whatever, you might have gotten that. Leave it in the transition area when you first, so that it's there when you get there. Okay. You start out on the run here. It's just a short run out to Center Harbor, not Center Harbor, North Village Road. I got that. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. As soon as you get to this, the T, on it, there'll be a road right in front of you. This is all going to be marked, but you make a left. Make a left-hand turn, and then just, even though there's no runners coming at you, stay to the right side, because once you cross Lake Newport Road here, there will be, unless you're one of the faster runners, chances are there will be people that are already coming back. Stay to the right on the path. Always on the path. If you're not on a path, or heading to a path on this course, you're on the wrong course. You're not out to be out on the road. So you follow the path around through this. This is mostly downhill right at this section. Some rolling hills here, up a little bit here to Center Harbor. Cross over Center Harbor. Again, a little bit downhill, and then relatively flat here. There is a picnic pavilion right over here, and there's a little traffic circle here. The path runs you around the traffic circle, so you can't short it by running there. Somebody will see you and will give you a nice little penalty. Stay on the path, run around the traffic circle, and then you're going to cross North Village again. All right, because it's the only one of the few road crossings other than the obvious ones, but this one is like in the middle of the street, but the path, the Reston path, crosses there. And you'll get on the other side, and again, stay to the right on the path and follow the path around.
Is the road closed?
No, the road is open, but there'll be sentries there to watch it. But there's very low traffic volume on this street, as opposed to... North Hills Pool is right here.
Oh,
okay. Okay, and that's this is sometimes you'll the first trail you come up on, you'll think, you know, I gotta turn here, but the first path you come up on after you cross the street is not the one you want. This will take you up to the school. You don't want to go there, but it's going to be marked. But you know, never know, if you're really late or really early in the run, you might be tempted to do something if for some reason the sentry is, you know, fell asleep or something and isn't there. But it'll be marked, and you come down a little bit further, and you're going to make a right, and this is going to take you over toward Wheelie Avenue through the tunnel. Once you go under a tunnel, you got to remember that this is the part where you're going to do the lollipop. And right after you get out of the tunnel, you're going to make a right. You go about maybe 5 yards. You make another right. Water stop is here. You're going to be able to get water on both ends of the lollipop. This is uphill right here. It's a lot of people say, oh, it's really terrible. I don't think it's all that bad, but it's uphill, steeper here for a short way, and then the rest of the way comes up to Wheelie Avenue, and you go up along Wheelie, but it's uphill a little bit here as part of that whole thing where it's uphill. So you go uphill here until you get back up to Center Harbor, which is where a traffic light is. You cross over Center Harbor. You stay on the blacktop. If you go on, regular sidewalk, you're on the wrong course. Go over onto the blacktop. You make a left. You follow Center Harbor down almost all the way to the cul-de-sac. When you see the cul-de-sac there, you're getting close to where you're going to turn. It'll be marked. If you get into the cul-de-sac, you've gone too far for some reason. But you can't go beyond the cul-de-sac because there's no way out. You cross over, you make a left, and this is all downhill all the way to here. You got a nice long downhill. It's going to be fun for some people. Other people will not like it. It's more windy though than this looks. And then you got a little uphill up to this path that goes across the dam that comes in, and then it's back downhill onto the main path, and then you follow the path back to the water stop. This is a little bit more than a mile, I think, to this point. It's like the 2 mile point or close to the 2 mile point here, and another mile or so back to the finish. And again, stay to the right. The only time that you're not going to have runners coming back at you is when you're on the lollipop. So when you get back to the tunnel, close to the tunnel, you can guarantee that there's going to be a runner or two coming at you. So again, stay to the right. You don't have to worry about running into somebody. Stay to the right again to here, back to the path in Center Harbor. I keep it North Village. And then follow this back right, and then around the traffic circle by the pavilion. Then follow this up and down on hills. Up and down on hills here until the final hill, which is a killer at the very end because you're not ready to run up the hill. Run up the hill here, and when you get to Lake Newport Road here, you're going to make a right and come up to the finish line, which is right here. When you get to the finish line, you're finished. You can go in anywhere, you get water, rest, or whatever. If you need to get in and get your bike, and if you've had enough and you just want to go, you can get in and get your bike and leave. The thing is, you cannot have somebody else pick up your bike. You have to pick up your own bike because anybody else could walk in and take your bike. And if you have a really nice bike, you might lose that bike. So parking, again, is over at the shopping center or the soccer field. And it's best to do it there because if for some reason you want to leave earlier before they open up all the roads, then you have the opportunity to just go out, cross Reston Parkway, and go. Whereas if you park on North Village or something like that, you may not be able to get in and out for a while. This road here is going to be closed off in the morning, so you won't be able to drive on it anyway. So just be aware of that. Be aware that you have to be here. Even if you're swimming really late, you still have to be here in plenty of time to pick up your chip. And you have to have your band because that has your swim time on it. That way then we also know that you're the person who came here yesterday, because evidently sometimes people will pick up their race numbers and the next day somebody else will show up and run in their race for them. So this way we want to make sure that the person who picked up their stuff today is the person who shows up tomorrow. Any questions? I know I went through this fairly quickly. Yes, go ahead.
Is the run route really well marked? Does it sound pretty complicated when you were...
It is well marked. They're out. They've either marked it already or will have it marked. But it'll be...
I'll get lost.
No, and there's between. If you're not really slow, you'll always be able to see a runner coming at you or not. If you run like 2 or 3 minutes and don't see anybody, unless you're way in the back, you're probably on the wrong course. But generally, it's going to be well marked. There'll be sentries at a path, unless there's a specific mark on the ground telling you to turn. Don't turn. That's probably. And if you go, if you're going in a straight line, then you're going to be fine if you don't see any marks. But if you're worried about it, then you can always stop. If you know that there's people behind you, if nobody comes in a while, then maybe you might be on the wrong course.
Are there cutoffs? What are the cutoffs for each?
I don't know that they have specific cutoffs. We haven't determined that. Right now, there is.